Uh, 10 ways to cope with being an autistic NEET. Okay, so number one is knowing how to cook. As they say, you are what you eat. So, in order to be mentally and physically healthy and not like die of a heart attack like my father recently did, you need to eat healthy foods. And not only just healthy foods that taste good so that you'll keep eating them rather than getting addicted to garbage like that one Oreo shake with 2,600 calories. It's a good use of time and it'll teach you to live independently and not depend on very evil corporations who make money destroying people's health. Number two is exercise a lot. So this is very important for depression and attention deficit problems because exercise produces serotonin, dopamine, adrenaline, and also brain derived neurotrophic factor, which actually, I think there's studies that show that it either maintains nerve cell health or grows new uh, brain cells. Like you should definitely, if you're in NEET, you need to be doing this for like a bare minimum of 30 minutes or maybe up to a full-time job because you don't really have anything else to do, and it will teach you how to not be lazy so that when you get a job it'll seem easy in comparison. Okay, number three is study. You definitely need to be doing a lot of studying so that your brain doesn't atrophy and so that you'll know how the world works, know how to function in a job, just know how to do stuff in general. Like it's always important, but you have the free time for it, so you gotta do it now. Number four is spend time in nature. Humans have only lived in civilization for 3 to 4 thousand years, and we spent most of our history in nature. So humans are simply going to be happier outdoors in wooded areas because that's where we evolved. And it gives you time to think without uh, constantly feeling like you're being stared at, and it allows you to entertain some of the more darker thoughts actually and process them so that they don't like surface at inappropriate moments. Number five is make Discord friends. If you're autistic, it's going to be, and you don't have like a school to go to or a job or friends already, it's very difficult, especially in the age of social alienation. So you're pretty much going to have to use Discord and 4chan to make friends. I personally only have Discord friends. Number six is compose music. When you're an autistic NEET, you're going to be prone to depression, and that usually, in adolescence at least, leads to them listening to depressing music like emo or uh, dark ambient or black metal or gothic rock or whatever. And but plus, also a good thing about composing music is it'll give you a social life. And I've heard a lot of normies say that females like guys who are good at playing guitar. But I personally prefer playing the organ since it fits my Dracula vibe, as normies say. I don't like the word vibe, but number seven is draw art. This is very important because drawing is essentially like taking notes, but for images. It helps you understand the visual better. It strengthens the visual cortex and enhances your depth perception. And if you end up homeless, you could actually make money drawing portraits for people in public. Like that's a side gig a lot of homeless people in like New York City do, according to this one YouTuber called Joey the Gypsy. You should check his channel out definitely if you believe you're going to end up homeless. He gives some pretty useful advice, which you will probably need if you're autistic and a NEET, since we're the most likely to end up homeless besides schizophrenics. Plus, it's fun and it'll give you an escape from reality. Number 8 is gain financial literacy and or start a business. This is extremely important, especially if you're in the United States of America, because money is God here, because you know who rules this country. Uh, and actually, if you don't have money or don't know how to do work with money, it's actually life threatening, because so all the freaking garbage that the capitalist system produces in terms of food and products, you could get cancer and heart disease, and you need to be able to afford medical care. And also, if you don't have enough money, you might have to live in a dangerous area where you risk getting robbed, raped, or potentially killed even. Like, yeah, so financial literacy it's basically the cornerstone of adulting. Like, the difference between kids and adults in all practical sense is financial literacy. So yeah, you definitely need to download a text, actually buy a physical copy, because you may not always have access to the internet. uh, Number 9 is learn psychology and social skills. Most of the time, people who end up autistic NEETs, when they don't have intellectual disabilities, it's because of a psychological problem such as ADHD, depression, or anxiety. So you're definitely going to need to learn psychology and to fix your problems, and social skills to fix your social problems, so that you can have a healthy social life and be a functional person. Because, well, autism is a social impairment, so you are definitely going to need to learn social skills as a formal topic. But the thing is, that's good, is that we actually do have the ability to learn social skills, but we can't really learn it via osmosis, like directly interacting with people, because usually uh, the curve slopes downward in terms of results. Like, you're going to get more painful learning experiences than positive learning experiences. So read as many psychology and social skills textbook. One I'd recommend is Game by Rushvi. It's hard to find. It's pretty much impossible to buy a physical copy. However, you can download it off of Z Library or LibGen. And number 10 is practice Buddhism. I know a lot of you people are probably like Christians or whatever, but you're just like, oh, you can't switch your religion. Oh, I'm an atheist. I don't want to be a religion. It's not necessarily a religion. Like, as long as you simply breathe and pay attention to your breaths, you're doing exactly what the Buddha did. Like, the Buddha didn't really start off as a religious person. His main goal was to free himself and other people from suffering. And I personally have read a lot of the Pali Canon, and it doesn't really feel religious, to be honest. It's kind of like a ancient self-help and general wisdom textbook. Yeah. And also, brain scans have shown that meditating for only like 30 hours can physically shrink the amygdala, which is like the emotional center of the brain, by something percent. I don't really remember, but you can Google it. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. And good luck surviving and escaping NEETdom.